Hello bakers, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we will be making Dalgona Coffee Cheesecake. Some of you might have seen my Instagram post the other day. I've made my first ever Dalgona coffee at home, like most of you probably already have. So this basically inspired me to make this Dalgona Coffee Cheesecake. This cheesecake definitely has all of the Dalgona coffee elements. It's very creamy with the perfect amount of coffee flavor. The whipped cream topping is a great contrast to the richness of this cake. I don't want you guys to wait any longer now, so let's just get right into the baking. For this recipe, we will be needing the following ingredients. You can find the exact measurements in the description box. First off, make sure that your oven rack is adjusted to the lower middle position and preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Now lightly grease your 20 centimeter springform pan with butter, simply like this. And line the side with parchment paper. Now place the 150 grams of caramel flavored cookies into a Ziploc bag and make sure that it's sealed. I personally like the classic BISCOFF cookies for this recipe, but you could also use graham crackers. Now take your rolling pin and gently roll over the bag just like this. Continue doing this until all cookies are completely crushed. After we have reached the desired size pieces of cookie crumbs, we can now add this into a small mixing bowl. Also add the 80 grams of melted butter into the bowl. Mix this all together until everything is well combined. As you can see, I'm just using a regular spoon to do this. The texture should look like this now. Let's firmly press the cookie mixture into the bottom of your springform pan by just using the back of a drinking glass, like this. We can now bake the cookie crust for 15 minutes. In the meantime, we can now prepare the cheesecake mixture. In a large mixing bowl, add the 600 grams of cream cheese and the 200 grams of creme fraiche. You can also use sour cream if you want to. And don't forget the 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix this on medium-high just until everything is well combined. Make sure to scrape the bowl and the paddle attachment of your electric mixer every now and then by using a rubber spatula like this. Now we can add the 300 grams of sugar, 50 milliliters of cold brewed coffee, and the 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Give this another mix on medium-high until everything is well combined. And don't forget the scraping once again. We can now add the 5 eggs to the cheesecake mixture. Make sure to add the eggs one at a time, like this. We don't want to overmix the mixture, so just beat this until everything is well incorporated. Let's just put the cheesecake mixture aside while waiting for the cookie crust to cool. In the meantime, we can start to boil the water for the water bath. You can do this in a pot or in an electric boiler like I'm using right now. After the cookie crust has cooled, cover your springform pan with aluminum foil, simply like this. We can now pour the cheesecake mixture into the springform pan. Get a bigger baking pan and place your springform pan in it. Carefully pour the hot water into the baking pan, like this. So we can now place this in the oven. Bake the cheesecake for about 1 hour and 10 minutes or 1 hour and 15 minutes. The baking time depends on your oven. I baked mine for 1 hour and 15 minutes. You can see if the cheesecake is done when it slightly wobbles in the center or if a toothpick entered in the center comes out clean. The cheesecake is now done baking. Turn off your oven and leave the oven door slightly open like this. Leave the cheesecake in the oven for about 1 hour. So this is how the cheesecake looks like after 1 hour in the oven. Don't worry, it's not overbaked. It's really supposed to look like this. The texture will change after you have cooled your cake in the fridge. Let the cheesecake cool completely at room temperature. Then place your cooled cheesecake in your fridge and let this cool for another 5 hours minimum. Trust me, you don't want to rush the process or else the cheesecake will collapse. After 5 hours, we can now make the Dalgona topping. Heat the 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream in the microwave and dissolve the 2 tablespoons of instant coffee in it. Let this cool completely. In a medium mixing bowl, we are now going to add the 200 grams of creme fraiche or sour cream and the 4 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar. Mix this together until smooth. You can now add the 2 tablespoons of whipped cream stabilizer and just give this a quick mix. Now gradually add your cooled coffee mixture, like this, and just continue mixing until everything is well incorporated. This is how the Dalgona topping should look like. The texture should be real smooth. Slowly remove the cooled cheesecake from your springform pan using a palette knife like this. Look how easy the cheesecake comes off the springform because of the parchment paper. Now gently transfer your cheesecake on a serving platter or on a turning table like me. We can now spread the Dalgona cream on your cooled cheesecake using a palette knife, like this. Now let's make the whipped cream topping. For this, just simply add the 250 milliliters of cold heavy whipping cream, 2 tablespoons of confectioner sugar, and a half teaspoon of vanilla extract into a medium mixing bowl. Mix this on high until soft peaks form. You can either spread the whipping cream on your cake or roughly pipe it onto the cake, forming a round heap like this. I want it to have a more rustic look, so I'm just going to use a small palette knife and place it on the center of the whipped cream while turning my turntable, like this. Last but not least, you can now dust your cheesecake with a 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder. See how effortless this cheesecake looks, but yet so scrumptious. I'm telling you guys, this cheesecake is pure Dalgona. The texture is so creamy with just the right amount of sweetness. I guarantee you, when you serve this Dalgona coffee cheesecake, it will disappear quickly. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more yummy recipes. See you next time. Bye!